Yo, what's up internet? So today what I want to do is show you how artists are being screwed by not reading the rules of some of these contests, signing contracts they don't understand. So that is what we're going to do today. And the reason why I want to do this is because I ran across this contest. It's the Billie Eilish Design Her Merch contest. She's teaming up with Adobe, who makes Photoshop and Adobe Premiere and all these other programs that I use. And they're sort of trying to solicit designs and artwork from a ton of different artists all across the nation to vie for the chance to have their artwork be on merchandise for Billie Eilish. I'm not familiar with Billie Eilish's music, but I know she's great. I saw profiles on her. She seems like a really great person, but I got interested when I saw a commercial of her promoting the contest and then an email that came across from Adobe because I'm on their newsletter. My antennas went up when I saw the website and everything, and then I saw a little link that shows the official rules. So that's what we're gonna go over today, the website and then the official rules. And I want to sort of really just do a deep dive and show you exactly how lopsided these agreements are. This is the email that came in. Caught my eye because of the contest part of it. So I just wanted to check it out just to see exactly what this was all about. And this is the website that it takes you to. And this website has the prizes that you can win. So there's one grand prize winner, and that grand prize winner down here will receive their official artwork on a t-shirt. 100% of the net proceeds, which means after expenses and everything, goes to textile exchange. $10,000 cash prize. 2 tickets to the Billie Eilish show, accommodations. You get to be on stage, and you get 1 year's subscription to Adobe Creative Cloud membership. And then there's 10 runner-ups. And yeah, if you go down here, it says how to enter, and it has all this other stuff about, okay, this is where you start with a blank canvas and some, I guess, preloaded templates, find a photo type of thing you can work off of, some simple graphics you can use as well. You can download everything. So they get you really excited about entering the contest. Let's take a look. So it shows you how to enter, and then it has right here in the small print, as you can see, everything else is pretty big, easily readable, super sort of in your face. But down here, it's see official rules here in like a text that's a lot smaller, noticeably smaller than everything else. But that's what I like to click on. And it sends you to this right here, a document of the rules, the official rules of the contest. A lot of artists are not going to read this. This is why I want to do this video today. Mainly because I'm going to go over some of the different parts of this. We're not going to go over everything because this is just way too much. I don't want this video to be like an hour. You're going to go over a couple of parts of this, and basically I'm just going to talk about these different parts because I want you to know exactly what you're getting into when you're sort of avoiding reading things like this or citing things that you don't understand. I actually made a PDF that will sort of go through where I highlighted some of the things that I really wanted to talk about. I'm going to try to read some of this stuff really slow because it's in legalese, and lawyers like to put stuff in here that's super sort of like hard to read. It's precise, gets to the point, but it's hard to read sometimes, and lawyers love it because only they can read it and understand it. But the first part is how to enter the contest. It says like you have to have an Instagram account, and then the second part down here, become a follower of this account, Adobe Gen Create. If not already following it, you have to be following it. And then below that it says compose a new Instagram post including the art that you're sort of submitting, and photo, not a video. Also it says tag Adobe Gen Create and include the hashtag Billie times Adobe and hashtag contest. So that is basically telling you to, whatever artwork you're doing, post it up on your Instagram and tag them on it, include them into the post, use these hashtags, things like that, follow them. They want you to post and be sort of like an advertiser for them, right? Because otherwise they would have to pay to get, you know, their products out there. The goal of it is to get people using more Adobe stuff. Basically, they want to tap into that new generation using Adobe products. So that's why this contest exists. They want to tap into your network to get you to follow them, post up, get other people excited. So it's all about tapping into that next generation. And here it says you have to follow them until March 22nd. So you have to keep following them. as well. So they want to make sure that you are continually following them. So let's go down to another highlight. In this one, I put a note: grand and first prize winners give up rights to their design. So this is what this section talks about. Use of entries. For avoidance of doubt, sponsor shall own all rights or right, title, and interest in and to the grand and first prize winning entries. Each entrant, unless the grand prize or a first winner, retains ownership of their entry. So that just means if you're not a grand prize or one of the runner-ups, you keep your stuff. If you are one of the grand prize winner or one of the runner-ups, the sponsor, whoever's running this contest, shall own all rights. Then goes on to say, each entrant hereby grants to sponsor Billie Eilish and their affiliated companies and designated agents a non-exclusive, transferable, perpetual, just means ongoing, irrevocable, royalty-free, unconditional, fully paid license and right to post and to make, have made, use, copy, reproduce, modify, and create derivative works of any material provided by the entrant with the entrant's entry or otherwise through the contest. That just basically means you're giving them all the rights to publicly perform or display important broadcasts or transmit, distribute, directly and indirectly license, offer to sell and sell, rent, lease, or lend copies of the materials and derivatives works thereof, and use for any lawful purposes, including for purposes of advertising and trade. You know, it just goes on. Basically, you're just giving up everything. Below that, the next paragraph then goes on to say, once an entry is entered into the contest, any such posting will be deemed made at the direction of the entrant within the meaning of the Digital Millennium Copyright Act and the Communications Decency Act. Each entrant represents, understands, and acknowledges that they will not be paid for or receive any form of compensation or royalty other than the price stated herein if selected as a winner, in exchange for granting sponsors the non-exclusive license rights or for any subsequent use of such entry by sponsor. So you're only getting compensated what they have in here. There is no other sort of compensation that you are getting even after the contest and they use it. If requested, entrant will sign any document. Oh, that's a big red flag right there. Any document that may be required for sponsor or its designees. So they have designees on their end that will modify and sort of, you know, change your stuff up. So this says that you'll sign any documentation. So any designees to make use of the non-exclusive rights entrant is granting to use the entry. So basically, if you're one of the winners and they say, hey, we need you to sign this, you will sign any document that grants them the right to make use of the non-exclusive rights up here that you said that you would grant them. So I mean, that right there, it's like you're giving up a lot. But let's go to the prizes approximate retail value, so ARV. And down here just lists all the different things that you'll be getting. Trip includes round trip coach class. They don't want to fly you first class, you gotta get coach class air transportation from a major commercial airport near winner's residence to a concert location of winner's choice within the 50 United States. So basically anywhere in the United States you can go see a concert. One adult guest, 2 nights at a hotel, you know, CC or Adobe CC 1-year license you get to use, the membership, and then $10,000 for the grand prize winner. There's only one of those. Down here it has neither sponsor nor Billie Eilish is required to make any use of the grand prize winner's art. All details of if and how winners' art will be incorporated into the Billie Eilish tour and or tour merchandise will be determined by Billie Eilish in her sole discretion. That just means they're not obligated to use your work at all. If Billie Eilish says she doesn't want this on a t-shirt or any merchandise, they don't have to use it. You can be the grand prize winner and not see your artwork on the merchandise at all. It's up to Billie Eilish, and I definitely see that because, you know, it's her brand, so she gets to do what she wants, and you got to protect that as well, because sometimes these companies will try to put your stuff on anything and everything. And again, you know, this is mostly Adobe and whoever's running this contest, probably like an agency running this contest. It's not really Billie Eilish herself type of thing. She's too busy creating and making music and, you know, having fans enjoy her work to really be in the weeds in this. This is like an agency. Sponsor will maintain ownership. This is big right here. Sponsor will maintain ownership of grand prize winner's art. The grand prize winner will have no right, so right there, no right to own or distribute her winning art. That right there is a huge red flag, because imagine, you know, your design is hugely popular, they use it on the next album cover, billboards, advertisement, chop it up and modify it and do an NFT of it and do all these different things. Guess what? You have no right to own or distribute her winning art. So you have no rights to that. The art may be used on merchandise for Billie Eilish. The grand prize winner will not receive any payment from the sale of any merchandise containing her art. So this right here is one of the things that would stop a lot of artists if they knew this. This is for the grand prize winner. But that right there is a big red flag. It's hard to even say like if they would even allow you to put it on your portfolio. They probably will, but you know, you put it on your portfolio, but can you make prints of your art? Are you able to use that on another painting? It says that you don't own it now. And then the runner-ups, there's 10 of them. They get the round trip coach as well, so you can't fly first class. And you get $1,000 right there. Neither sponsor nor Billie Eilish is required to make any use of the first prize winner's art. All details of if and how each winner's art will be incorporated into Billie Eilish tour will be determined by Billie Eilish in her sole discretion. So again, they have no obligations to use your work. They can do whatever they want with it. And the total prize for all of this is $33,598.68. Let me tell you something. Billie Eilish and the team is making the millions and millions and millions of dollars. The venues they're at making millions, the advertisers, the agencies, the lawyers, everything other than the artist is making a lot of money. They're not paying for your designs. Even if you don't get it at all, you're doing artwork for free to give to them to see if they want it or not. You know, thousands of people will enter the contest, but the total prizes will be less than 34,000, or just about 34,000. So if a big artist, big name artist, A-list artist like Billie Eilish or a Drake, or, you know, someone of that caliber, a Kid Cudi, would say, hey, we want this artist to do design work, have their work on merchandise, and we want to own that artwork that artist does, you know, that's, you know, could be above $50,000 alone, depending on the type of artwork. You know, for me, it's like I'm not sort of having a discussion unless it's over, you know, $50,000, $75,000. The grand prize winner is getting only $10,000 and hopes of getting some of these prizes if they don't cancel a show or something like that. So the grand prize total for all of that, you know, 11 people's work being owned by this sponsor, whoever's putting on this contest, is just under $34,000. And then even with the prizes, winner will not receive compensation from sponsor for tickets that the winner is unable to use due to cancellation of the event, but tickets may be subject to standard rain check policies and procedures set by the issuer. So if there's a cancellation,
sometimes there's no recourse or there's nothing that they can do if you're not able to, meet the rain check date of the new concert or something like that. You can't hold them responsible at all. Sponsor bears no responsibility if any event, element, or detail of a prize is canceled, postponed, or becomes unavailable for any reason, including but not limited to federal, state, and or local laws, rules, and restrictions, venue rules and regulations due to COVID-19 pandemic. So COVID-19 pandemic shuts down or locks down a city, whatever, they cancel a concert, they're not sort of responsible for that. So that's another thing you have to realize, that your prizes are not guaranteed, other than probably that money right there. And then let's go down to claiming the prize. Winners are subjected to verification of eligibility and compliance with these official rules on or about February 25th, 2022. The potential winners will be notified via direct message on Instagram notification. Each potential winner must then respond to the notification within 3 calendar days. So that means you have to respond to them really quick. Sometimes you're not checking your Instagram that often, so they can probably just go to the next person down the list that they have. And then potential winners will be required to execute an affidavit of eligibility, a liability release, where imposing such condition is legal, a publicity release, and if the grand prize winner or a first prize winner, a copyright transfer agreement, collectively prize claim documents, within 5 business days from the date that the email containing the documents is sent to the winner. If a potential winner fails to or refuses to sign and return all prize claim documents within the 5 business day time period, the potential winner may be disqualified at the sponsor's sole discretion. So they're trying to send a document to you through email after notifying you, and then say you have 5 business days to get this back to me. So 5 business days is basically Monday through Friday. You have to get that back to them, or you can be disqualified. So they're trying to get this document signed by you, the prize claim, the copyright transfer agreement. So you're transferring your rights to them when you sign it. They're trying to get you to sign that really quick. How much time do you have for a lawyer to look after or look over that agreement when they send it to you? Because this can be something different than what's here. This can be more detailed about the transfer of your rights. So they're trying to get you to sign that thing really quick. Big red flag. They try to get you to do stuff really, really fast, and they don't give you time to look stuff over. So you're signing stuff that you really don't understand. Each winner shall be solely responsible for payment of any and all applicable federal, state, and local taxes for their prize won. Sponsor will issue an IRS Form 1099s for each winner. The prizes will only be awarded to verified winners. You got to pay taxes on all of that stuff. So they report to the IRS, how much they gave you. So that $10,000 you're gonna have to pay taxes on. And right here too, going down, this section basically talks about that you're waiving your rights to dispute in different situations like human error, earthquake, fire, explosion, things like that, where it sort of messes up the contest or whatever. You're waiving your right to dispute. And then down here it talks about if there is a dispute or you're trying to contest something, this contest is governed by and will be construed in accordance with the laws of the state of Michigan, and the form and venue for any dispute shall be in the county of Oakland, Michigan. So anything disputed, you have to sort of go to Oakland, Michigan to have that thing resolved. Going forward, this is the big section right here. Put a note on the side that says you acknowledge that basically they're getting a ton of submissions, and if they have something similar that they put out and you didn't get it, but it looks similar to what you submitted, you acknowledge that things overlap. So there's no sort of dispute to where it's like you can go to them and say, hey, you're using my work, and you didn't pay me for it, or I didn't win, but you're using something that's very similar to my stuff. So this section, this is what it says: the nature of relationship waiver and of equitable relief. Each entrant hereby acknowledges and agrees that the relationship between the entrant and the contest entities is not a confidential, so it's not confidential at all. It's basically kind of like you're sharing your work with the world if you share it with them as well. Confidential, fiduciary, or other special relationship, and that the entrant's decision to provide the entrant entry to sponsor for purposes of the contest does not place the contest entries in a position that is any different from the position held by members of the general public with regard to elements of the entrance entry. So like I said, giving it to them is no different than posting it up on like a public forum, or on a billboard in your neighborhood. You're just sharing it with the world. There's no confidentiality, so they can share it with anyone as well. Each entrant understands and acknowledges that the contest entities have wide access to ideas, stories, designs, and other literary materials, and that new ideas are constantly being submitted to it or being developed by their own employees. So they have employees creating artwork as well. Each entrant also acknowledges that many ideas, artwork, images, drawings, illustrations, animations, photos, or videos, including those contained in other entries, may be competitive with, similar, or identical to the entry, or each other in theme, idea, format, or other respects. So basically, they're saying your work can be similar, most likely similar to a lot of other people's stuff as well. Each entrant acknowledges and agrees that such entrant will not be entitled to any compensation as a result of any contest entity's use of any such similar or identical material. So you can't go to them and say you want compensation when you didn't get picked as one of the grand prize or the runner-ups. You didn't get picked as any of those, but they put out work that looks very similar to the work that you submitted. So you have no recourse. Basically, they say that by entering this contest, you acknowledge that there's other works that may be similar. So this is basically saying that you're giving them your work, your idea, your perspective, your aesthetics, all that stuff, and you don't know what they're going to do with it. It's like sharing it with the world. They can come out with something similar, and you're saying that you will not go to them asking them for compensation because you acknowledge that they're getting a lot of other entries as well. To an artist, you don't know exactly what they're doing with your work. You don't know exactly what they're using your work for, or what, they're taking bits and pieces of your ideas and using it on something totally different. That's what you have to watch out for when you're giving these entities your ideas, especially for free. And then down here, no obligation of use. Sponsor shall have no obligation express or implied to use any entry or to otherwise exploit any entry, or if commenced, to continue the distribution or exploitation thereof, and sponsor may at any time abandon the use of any entry for any reason, with or without legal justification or excuse, and entrants shall not be entitled to any damages or otherwise relief by reason thereof. They can abandon your work at any time. They can abandon your entry at any time. There's no reason they have to give, no legal reason they have to give to you, no excuses they have to give to you. If you want to find out who won, to obtain a list of the names of winners, mail a self-addressed stamped business-sized envelope That's a lot of, you know, requirements, specifics, to make the merch contest, PO box, blah 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 blah, Bloomfield, Michigan. Winners list request must be received by April 22, 2022. So if you want to know exactly who won the contest, it's not like you can email. You have to do this. You have to send a self-addressed stamped business-sized envelope to them by April 22nd to know exactly who won, so that there's transparency. But they make it hard for you to get that transparency. So I mean, this whole official rules that you have for this contest, you know, a lot of people will not read. Like I said, when you go here, beautiful, easy to read, you know, it seems fun. It tries to get you to immediately download stuff and actually start creating stuff for this contest. But when you read the official rules, when you go up here and try to figure out the official rules, they have a small little link right here, like I said, that sort of shows you where to go to read the rules. And you know, it's just so dense. You know, someone who's 18 in college, you know, in art school, wanting to do something for Billie Eilish and create work and be on stage, and you know, they will most 99.9% not read this. But this is very important to understand. You are basically submitting your work and your ideas and your aesthetics and perspective on, you know, just your artistic expression to them. This is what you're submitting it to. A lopsided agreement. And you know, the biggest thing when it comes to this stuff is you don't have to sign anything. But you know, this is something that a lot of young artists will probably want to do just for the exposure, just for, you know, the fun of it. You know, most likely, you know, their art will change over time and, you know, become different, and this is something that will just be like a fun time. Because if I was young and sort of really into the musician throwing this contest, you know, I'd probably enter something like this and, you know, not read the contest rules. But you know, this is something that I like to sort of go over now, just to see exactly what they're, you know, trying to do. And you know, most of this stuff is pretty standard. A lot of these contests will have stuff like this. It's pretty standard. They're protecting themselves so that, you know, people can't come out the blue and sue them and things like that. So I understand a lot of this stuff, you know, needs to be here, but some of this stuff is basically, you know, it's in the court where they have the advantage and the artist does not. But like I said, you don't have to sign anything. But if this is something that you think you'll have fun with, the exposure and getting to meet, because there's a lot of opportunity that can come from something like this, especially, you know, through the grand prize winner, things like that. There's a lot of things that can come from it, and you know, you can sort of get new opportunities and things like that. But it's a steep price to pay if you're willing to pay it. So if you like these videos, definitely comment and like it and share it and tag a friend who needs to actually sort of be exposed to some of these things in these agreements and contracts. And just let me know if you have any more questions. But this is probably where I want to end it, because I don't want to drag this on too much, because I'm tired talking, because that was a lot in that contract or that agreement or that official rules page. So hopefully you like the video, like, subscribe, and share, and hit me up next time. Peace.